Hi, in this video I will help you in understanding how you can create a simulation function for linear regression. So I will create a function which you can use to simulate linear regression, and all the values. There will be two arguments like n row and n variable. So this is nothing but number of rows and number of columns which will be given by user, and based on these two values whole data set will be created, and further this function will provide summary of the data, univariate plots, correlation plot, correlation summary, and linear regression model summary. So here is the syntax, but I will just go to the R file directly and will give you how it is done. So you can see, so I have defined the name of the function. So this is how you define a function in R. It will take two arguments and their default values is 10 and 2. Further, I have defined a variable which will create data set of n row and n variable. So currently it will have 20 data points, but if user provides another value, it will take that. It will then provide. So I've segregated everything. Like, data frame has been created. Now printdf will print the summary. Sorry, this will print the data frame that has been created, and then it will print summary. Df will print the summary of the data, and further. So everything is happening in this function. Once this function is executed, all these things will be executed parallelly. So further, I wanted to put univariate graphs, so every variable can have their own distribution plot. So further I have created different, sorry, this loop. So for every loop, so this is how you have the syntax in R. Further, this is the total range, how many times this loop is gonna run. So there are n calls, so the number of columns in df, that's how long this loop is gonna run. So in this rm throw 21 means like I'm gonna use box plot and histogram, and both will be helpful in understanding the distribution of data. Further, there is correlation among the variable which can be checked with the correlation function, and then uh, I'm using this, I'm rounding it off, and then I will be printing it. Further, I tried this correlation plot. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but hopefully let's see if it works or not. So further, this is just given to save the y variable. So further, like in linear regression, you have this formula where you have to have the y with all these symbols, and along with there will be some dependent variables in the way which has to be saved in the formula. So there was no shortcut for this, but I used this method where you predefine that how you can have this common syntax for which can be used in LM. So it's not very hard thing to understand, but you have to predefine LM and then the data frame where you want to plot the linear regression. So further, this will print the summary of the model. So now you can see what is the result. So if I execute it, let's see what happens. So you can see I have got the summary starting from the data frame, summary of the data. Then it is asking me that I need ggplot2, so you need to install this, could be the requirement for the function. Then only it will plot this correlation thing, and then there is formula, and we have all the summary along with the coefficients. So most of the variables are not, like my variable is not significant enough. You have all the details like r square, it's really less because of the randomization in the data. So along with this you have plots with you. So there were two variables, so two plots were there. Now you don't have to do anything once you have created the function. So for example, like if you want just if you want to simulate it, for example, if you want to simulate it, and now I'm gonna like, just because I want this uh, ggplot to be used, so I'm gonna take that library. So I'm gonna install load this library, and now I'm gonna use 100 rows, and maybe let it be 10 rows only because it's not gonna affect. So further I'm gonna take 10 variables just because I want to check how relevant they become. So further I've executed this, and so you can see I've changed the variables to like 100 rows and 10 columns are there. So you can see it has executed them. There's a summary, correlation, and still I couldn't get the correlation plot, so I gotta see why it's not working. But you can get like most of the thing just by executing a simple command, and then there are 10 plots for all the variable. You can see I've changed the name also, so like you don't have to worry, everything has been handled by this function. Thank you.